Hey everyone, welcome to Breakout Wednesday for the 20th of August, 2:25. It's currently about 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 9 p.m. on the West Coast, 11 p.m. on the East Coast. First of all, remember, this is never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is simply a video blog on how one trader sees the market, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their own decisions. All right, here's a chart of gear back sitting up here at all-time highs. It's a beautiful thing, gear. Really is. A great way to build wealth if you're just patient and buy the dips. Here's your laws, pretty much mirroring gear. Really big lockout rally, and so the market could do with the pullback, but the whole thing about uptrends is that sometimes you get locked out for a lot longer than you think, right? It's going to be a bit different this week. I'm going to talk about this Guppy moving average thing that we've brought back to Pro Trader after 10 years of hiatus. First of all, some stocks I talked about last week. AFG. I talked about this last week, but let's not go into too much other than I love this because, and I listed all the stocks last week, or the whole sector's hot. Your PPMs, all of them, right? They're all going up. There's little alternative finance services companies, the ones that are doing car loans and all these loans that the big banks don't give a shit about. These guys make it easier. Even just mortgage broking, just plain old mortgage. They're just writing mortgages and just doing finance. It seems to me like the easiest way to make money in the world. And they're all hot. They're all going up, and so that's why I liked AFG, because if you're going to bet your hard-earned money on something, why not bet it on a stock within one of the strongest sectors? It just puts the odds in your favor a bit more, doesn't it? It just makes sense to me. So always going to have a preference for the hot best sectors. Haas on the Nasdaq had a nice break, came back a bit last night with the general market. It's this is what trading's about right now, this second. What is the plan? What do people have, right? Because you watch it break out, it sails up, and you're thinking, yeah, I've done it. I'm going to make bank. And then we have this candle, and it starts testing your resolve. Your emotions start firing. You start realizing how much money you've given back just on that one candle, and then you start doing things that you shouldn't. And this is the difference between making it as a trader and not having that plan, having that discipline. And you just got to be mentally ready for this. This thing could gap down here tonight. I'd be annoyed, but I wouldn't be shocked, okay? Because I've mentally prepared myself for anything with this trade, and I've got a plan, and it's simple as that, Now, ATP, very thin. Today they only did 30k worth, dollars, right? I took a very small position on this just because I wanted to be in it, because I'm talking about it, and I don't like finding a setup and just talking. There's enough people that just talk in this world than actually do. So I'm not going to talk about a big base and then not risk anything on it. So unless I state that I just don't have the cash, but I had a little bit of lying around, so I'm in that, and just for fun. This is just a great base. I've got a small position, so I can get out of it. So I'm not going to care if this thing goes down because the position's small. And it's a great base, so then let's just see. Maybe it can just 4x for me, And the Tesla trade, hasn't gone batshit crazy, has it? It's just a bit lingering and came back a bit. So I'm in here, as I mentioned, and I have a pretty damn tight stop, so I might get stopped out. I've actually got a stop at the moment, a few ticks below this day of the 15th of August. So it's pretty much a small profit / break even stop, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get stopped out on that. So that's life. I just I don't want a wide stop on this. I just I don't know. I just don't need to take that risk. It's a tight stop, in out, nothing to lose when the tight stops are tight, other than a lot of account churning, which happens. But I get a lot less big falls in my account value when I do this. If I have big wide stops, and my account's going to swing around a fair bit more than these tight stops, okay? But I do get churned and chopped out of a lot of stocks that would have gone on and been huge winners. Okay? It's part of the parcel, right? You can't have everything in this world. Everything's bloody compromised, I want to talk about many years ago, Pro Trader, this is like prior to 2015, before the system went from desktop to cloud. There used to be a scan called the Guppy multiple moving average. Okay, Guppy is a guy who invented it, and he's a technical analyst. He's written books. You can just Google it. Right, he's an Aussie, and I used to really enjoy it. And it's just the devs. I just gave them this small job of bringing it back just between other big jobs when they had a few hours spare here and there, you know. And so first of all, you can put the Guppy moving averages on your chart. Just go to indicators and Guppy here and just press it, right? And what it is a whole bunch of moving averages, shorter ones, which are the blue lines, and a whole bunch of moving averages, longer term moving averages, which is the red line. So let me just go and show you guys. So you can see the blue ones are 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, 15, and the red ones are 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60. You can change that obviously to whatever you want, but this is the traditional Guppy settings, okay? Now, the point of Guppy, first of all, you can do a scan for a crossover. So you go into Indicators Advanced, you press Guppy multiple moving average scan. So one thing I've been playing around with is clicking that and then within 2% of the last 60 period high, okay? And then I've been scanning the NASDAQ tonight. Let's just go, yeah. And you do that scan, right? And what it does is it will find when any stock that, you know, with the meet criteria, where the blue lines have crossed above the red lines, and it will come up for the next 7 bars, and then it won't come up anymore. So crossed here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to come up for another bar, and then it will start disappearing from your results. Okay. Now, for those trend traders and technical traders who kind of understand moving averages, my opinion, it's just a lovely way to understand the life cycle of a trend. Okay, are you buying something that's extended or not, right? For example, like the best way to use these is when it's in combination with bases and other forms of technical analysis, like a lot of things. But you know, here we have like the blues going aggressively above the reds, and then this would have come up back here in a scan. It breaks a big base, but then the point of bringing up this soul chart is just looking at see how stock prices move with moving averages. Like this when they start kind of traditionally, when you have a nice strong uptrend and the candles and the price starts kind of bashing into the red Guppy lines, it tends to be a really good value zone, you know, where you can join that trend and join in on the ride, okay, and buy pullbacks, okay. And obviously I've handpicked an example who was sold because it's worked so well, but you know, if you're serious about this, go and do a lot of research and spend a lot of time. Here's Shopify, okay, and you know, this is this nice down sloping resistance line I was talking about. The blue lines break above the red, and then this thing has this nice uptrend. But look how many times the price comes down and bashes into the red lines, okay, bang, 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 okay. It time and time again, when you have a good trend in stock, it's just a great way to you know, to analyze what the hell's going on in the trend. Are you getting ripped off for what you're paying, or are you getting a good price? Okay, and you know, here's another example on WES, right? Like we have this aggressive move above the lines, okay, and obviously you see it's all extended up here, and the blue's extended from the red, and you might be overpaying if you're paying up here, but then it comes back, bashes into the red, undershoots it, and then bang, okay. Once again, like this, retracements love coming in a strong uptrend. Stock prices love coming down and bashing into these red moving averages on the Guppy multiples and then going for it, okay. I encourage you to do your own research, and just, you know, it is you know, I have missed not having this scan, and so I've just always wanted to bring it back. Here's Apple, okay. This was coming up in the scan. It came up, you know, the blue crossed the red. It also, you know, broke out of this base I've been talking about, and now we've got a new uptrend. Whereas this was all just downtrendy sideways chop. Now we can confidently say that this is probably an uptrend, and there's enough evidence here, and so now we can expect that this is a normal trend to come back and maybe bash into these red lines at some stage and then continue on its merry way, and so it's just, I love it, and I'm going to put it on my charts, and before I make a big decision it doesn't matter if it's self-managed super fund or trading account, I just like flipping on the Guppy multiples and just assessing it. And I promise you, if you do it consistently, you're going to learn a hell of a lot about how stocks trend, okay, and about when the good time is to be buying for long-term pullbacks, everything, okay. That is it. I'm going to do another quick video now on the Guppy stuff for everyone, but this is just for members, this one. And there's before I leave, so I had to pause that. So before I get out of here, just some data scans. Like, obviously I talk about ResMed too much, but this guy is just it's in a nice uptrend now, hey. And this is that's the third biggest positions in my life in terms of size for me, and never sold a share, keep adding to it, and it's just, now we are just in this really nice uptrend with just blue sky above it, and it's just, for me, it's like this. I work hard mentally to get in a position where this is kind of the dream, right? I've got set, I've bought it, I've never sold it, and now we have blue sky and Davis boxes everywhere. So I'm just going to be sitting tight and hopefully creating some serious paper profits, for my kids pretty much, because I doubt I'm really going to need it because it's in the self-managed super fund. So we'll wait and see. But then just the other one I want to talk about. I did talk about it last week. I've just been watching it on the weekdays, on the week market days. Woodside is just an interesting spot. Okay, it's not that often where you get such huge downtrends broken. Okay, we had it with those talked about with the tech downtrends that were broken at the end of during early 23, when the market was starting to turn, and there was just huge money to be made, as we talked about. Okay, and I just I'm eyeing this guy. I know it seems weird and to be talking about oil stocks in 225, but let's see what it does. Okay, I'm just watching it carefully and biding my time, and I will talk about it openly if I decide to jump in it. And that's it, guys. There's data scans out of the yin yang if you want to do them, Pro Trader's working on a bunch of other stuff. For those crypto lovers, we are currently doing dev work on crypto charts. Okay, for you current members, right, who are paying whatever you're paying a month for Aussie stuff, it's just going to be an add-on for you, but we're going to be bringing in a bunch of new members who probably only want access to crypto, and so we're going to just make sure that they don't, they're probably not going to get access to the forum. I haven't really figured it out, but we just get endless emails from members as well about crypto stuff. It feels like it's 221. I kind of don't have time too much for trading crypto these days, but it is coming. I promise you, we are working on it. The good things do take time, right? It's coming. Cheers, guys. Catch ya.